Hello, great people. Welcome back to Global Happenings today. We're so excited to have you again. Yesterday, Kwankwaso took out time to explain the reason why he would never want to be, running mate to Peter Obi, and also talked about those who do not want them to unite, that the purpose is to make Ndibus an enemy, or let me say Peter Obi an enemy to the north. Talked about a lot of things, and but right now, Hannes Ndigbo has decided to reply him because Peter Obi, being a very simple man and who seems not to be distracted with the current trend of event, have not really responded to Kwankwaso, though Kwankwaso still believes that at the point there could still be an alliance between the two parties. But he told Nigerians that he will never be a running mate to Peter Obi because he doesn't want to lose out, considering the fact Biafra pursuit has made the Northerners not to have anything to do with the Igbo presidency. Apart from that, also that they do not have the way without when it comes to politics. For trade, they can be given A1 for, but for politics, they are at the bottom line. He said a lot of things yesterday, which if you check our feed, you're going to see it in details. But right now, we're looking at what Ohaneze have to tell Kwankwaso, possibly on behalf of Peter Obi. We're going to be looking at that in a jiffy. But before we do that, if you've not subscribed, please do well. Hit on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you can get notification anytime we publish our videos. Then, according to the news, the Apex Igbo Sociocultural Organization, Hannes Ndigbo, has said the former Kano State Governor, Rabi Musa Kwankwaso, is not a presidential material. Hannes National Publicity Secretary Alex Ogbonna was reacting to a remark by the presidential candidate of the New Nigerian People's Party (NNPP). Kwankwaso has said the Southeast was politically immature to produce Nigeria's president in 2023. He said the presidential candidate of Labour Party, Peter Obi, would have to be his running mate and not the other way around. Condemning Kwankwaso's statement, Ogbonna said the NNPP presidential candidate lacks the competence to assess the Igbos. He insisted that the Igbos were long prepared to produce Nigeria's presidency. In a statement, Ogbonna stressed that anyone that has done well in business and live in other parts of the country can rule Nigeria. The scribe of the organization maintained that an Igbo president will perform better because they understand the country. According to him, Nigerians should not doubt the competence of the Igbo nation to rule Nigeria if given the opportunity. He said, Kwankwaso's description is unfortunate. He does not know Igbos and lack the capacity to access its people. Such a comment is not expected Such a comment is unexpected of a presidential candidate. As far as I know, Igbos have been the pillar that has helped this country to survive so far. He should know that any person who cannot do well in business and live in any other parts of the country can succeed as president. Kwankwaso cannot be said to be the best material the country can have when issues of presidency are discussed, except for our parochial nature and the kind of politics we have in Nigeria. I do not think that our competence should be in doubt at any time, and which I really support that. Igbo's competence. The only thing that is affecting the Igbos right now, if we want to look at the issue of competence, from my perspective, and I'm saying this in a very humble manner, is the fact that their own people, that's talking about the governors in the southeastern part, they seems not to prove themselves, apart from Peter Obi and some other few persons that rule, but they seem not to prove themselves well. But when you want to talk about good leadership, I think you look at their strength in staying very competent in their business, sustaining it for as long as 30 years, 40 years. Some they outlive it for the other generation and they continue with it. That's a pointer to the fact that there is a level of capacity and competency that the Ndigos have, which is equal to none. So even when Kwankwaso was saying all he said, it didn't really trigger any interest from anywhere. Why? Because already We have seen proven evidence of Peter Obi's capacity in leading the country gloriously. Yesterday, if you check our feed, you're going to see that video where we brought out, there was a particular document that was really, really trending, and it has to do with um, how Peter Obi declined his rights. You know, they gave him a landed property in Anambra State, and it's something that everyone should jump at. It's one of the choicest investment for most people. But he declined. He said, according to the writer, he was there for to do the work that God has sent him to do in Anambra State. He's not interested in their assets and all of that. He turned it down, and there was a letter from the company that was in charge of landed properties as at then, and also a letter from him, well documented, and you could see the date 2007. So that was another thing that proven evidence of this guy's integrity. Most of the northern guys, they can perform superbly also, but the issue of integrity is one thing we can't really boast, and this issue of bigotry is another issue of concern. When I heard Kwankwaso say the things he said yesterday, I was like, does it mean these guys have not still given up on this issue of bigotry? This issue of unnecessary, prioritization of ethnicity? It was quite shocking, because if at this time for 8 years you have seen the reason why you shouldn't be an ethnic bigot, you shouldn't be, saying, it's from my place and all of that. For 8 years, where we have seen how the northern part of the country have been ravaged by, insecurity, when even your own man is there, why should you then be talking about that? Whoever that will sit as president, no matter how long he's going to stay, is going to stay for a period of 8 years, and that will be a way of testing the water. So, okay, if our own person is on board, this is what we are going to experience. If this person is on board, so that we can be in the same level. And that same level is, we only need competent hands. I've been saying this repeatedly. The northern guys, they should come to an understanding that no matter who you want to vote in there, what we are going to see there is display of everything the person had in stock, which he had no opportunity to show. If it's a greedy man, you're going to see corruption, ruling the entirety of the place. If it is I don't care kind of person, you will see all manner of mayhem happening around, So if you're bringing in someone, it should be someone who has tested and proven evidence of hard work, excellence, and competence, and all of that. If it would be a thing of joy to find the northerners leaving the south, because right now they are everywhere. They're clustering the southern part of the country. It will be a thing of joy to see them return back to their home and start carrying out their big and glorious businesses. Because I feel that if you bring in a competent hand, all those leakages and porosity that we are seeing in the northern part of the country will not be there again. Nigeria is too porous. You see someone, I saw a video last time. I think I had shared this before. I saw a video last time, and a young man was with PVC, his permanent voter's card, and he was being asked who he was. He said he is a Nigerian. He's from Niger. I said, so what are you doing? He said, I've been voting. Are you resident in Nigeria? He said, I come and go. So you now realize that this country is not protected at all. I believe that if the right person comes on board, the issue of wars every now and then will stop. There are some things that will be corrected once and for all, even if it means to build a strong separation between us and other countries, just to checkmate how many people are coming into the country. The person will do it. But if you keep bringing in the criminals that are in Niger, the criminals that are in other countries of the world, they will come in. We need to grow up and leave the shores of this issue of ethnicity. But for me, I feel that Peter Obi, even without minting words, even if I was a northerner, I would still say that Peter Obi has the capacity to do better than any other person. Maybe that's why this whole political revolution is ongoing, where youths are saying we can no longer take it, you have to allow us. So that's why I like to leave it. Go to our comment section.